Very good afternoon to all the participants. This is Professor O.R.S. Rao, Vice Chancellor of ICFA University, Jharkhand, welcoming all of you to today's online panel discussion on career prospects in mining industry post COVID-19 pandemic. मैं सभी को हार्दिक स्वागत करना चाहता हूं. This is part of Churcha Manch series launched by the Indian University Jharkhand to build awareness among our students on the impact of COVID-19 on various industries and future prospects post COVID-19 by way of online panel discussions with industry experts. Today, we are covering coal industry, which is close to the hearts of the people in eastern India, particularly Jharkhand, which is the land of mines and minerals. For today's panel discussion, we are so fortunate to have two industry veterans from the coal industry. We have got Sri B.R. Reddy ji, former chairman and managing director of Southeastern Coalfields. He is a BTech, MTech in mining with 37 years of experience in coal industry. After having started with the career in WCL, then he moved into CCL, ECL, and then he rose to the position of the CMD in Southeastern Coalfields. He has got wide experience in the operations, both in the underground and open cast technologies, setting up greenfield projects, expansion, logistics planning, etc. etc. He is a recipient of an award of CEO with HR orientation. I am sure that all of you will join me in welcoming Sri B.R. Reddy ji, former CMD of SCCL. Now we have got the second panelist that is there. He is also veteran from the coal industry, Sri K.K. Mishra ji. He is the Director Technical CMPDI. It is a part of the Coal India. He is a BTech mining from ISM Dhanbad. After that, he has done MBA. He has got over 35 years of experience in CCL, MCL, and now with the CMPDI. He has got very rich experience in areas like safety, mechanization, production, washery, mine planning and management, and various technical functions, and also in the land acquisition and rehabilitation and settlements. So my hearty welcome to Sri K.K. Mishra ji to today's panel discussion. And both the panelists, they have got wide experience not only in India, they have traveled abroad and they have studied the coal mines and their functioning in countries like Australia, South Africa, and various countries into that. So with this introduction, the questions or the queries that are there in the minds of all the participants today. Now the COVID-19 has affected various industries and it has affected the day-to-day life of every one of us. So we would like to hear from the panelists sort of how the mining industry, particularly coal mining industry, is coping up with the COVID-19 crisis and the challenges, and also what are your views on the impact of the COVID-19 on the mining industry and specifically for the coal industry. So I would like to sort of request Sri B.R. Reddy ji to sort of to give his queries on, to his views on this, sir. B.R. Reddy ji.
Sir, good evening, good afternoon to everybody. Sir, COVID-19 is presently traveling among all our lives, but our coal industry, especially being an essential services, I should say the COVID is definitely there, but compared to many other industries, it is quite less. Being essential service and supplying the raw material to power sector, coal industry has got exceptions from all the general guidelines that has been issued to operate almost all the mines in all states. So presently, Coal India as well as Singareni are operating all. Coal India is doing already about 1.2 to 1.3 million tons of production even today also. And all the workers, both departmental as well as contractual workers, they are being engaged in their works with proper due care and the health guidelines being followed, which have been issued by the government of India. So, as and today, the demand for coal has definitely reduced by about 25 to 30%. That is mainly because the requirement of power has gone down as most of the industry is not in operation, as well as the domestic power has also gone down. That is the reason why the presently the coal industry is also affected to certain extent. Apart from that, non-power sector also, most of the industries closed for want of COVID. But the recent, maybe in this week itself, slowly they have got started, and the dispatches are also increasing. Especially during this 1 2 months, mostly it was the rail dispatches. As I could see the figures within this week or so, the road dispatches have also started. So I should say, whatever the worst part of the COVID has gone, has already passed for coal industry. From now on, it is going to be a good start of the journey.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. In fact, it's very heartening to hear that the coal industry, like being an essential services industry, is not affected, and it should not be affected because otherwise it is going to affect our own operations. So now I would like to hear the views of Shri K.K. Mishra ji. I mean, considering that it's an essential operation and it's a big challenge on how to manage the managers and workers, and particularly the mine workers, working in either the underground or open cast mines. Sort of how do you see the industry coping up with the challenges, sir? Starting with the planning, going up to the operation, sir.
Are you asking about the production and the challenges during COVID-19
Yes, sir.
or in general?
How is it coping up with the current challenges, sir? Because in terms of managing the managers, workers, with the kind of health hazards that are there, because logistics is a problem for them, health is a problem for them. Today, I think it's a managerial challenge on how to manage, the organizations today. So I just want to have your views.
So during this COVID-19 period, as a essential service, all coal mines, lignite mines, steel industries and power plants are in operation. And as far as Coal India is concerned, the general standard operating procedure, that is social distancing, sanitization, use of mask and hand gloves, it is being followed in all the mines. Even the dumpers and the tippers and their diverse seats, those are all sanitized. Even the general environment is also being sanitized by use of this mist sprayer or by using our fire tenders under pressure. So even the workers who are working at their mine site, they have no problem, and their contractor as well as management are taking due care for them. But the workers who had gone outside, and if they are coming, so they are also all following the state directives of that quarantine. They are kept for 14 days and they are allowed. Regular medical checkup is also going on. So all types of precautions are being done, and the management is motivating the workers and the employee, departmental as well as contractual worker, and they are working as a team, and there has not been any hurdle or any problem or any constraint regarding production and the safety aspect. Even the dispatch is also going on. Only the, as Reddy Sahab rightly said, the demand of coal and the power consumption has gone down due to shutdown of various industries, and the management has taken decision to stress on OB removal works. They are removing OB as much as at the fullest of their capacity, and slightly production has been kept down, and all coal seams will get exposed, and as soon as demand comes, all the coal production will again pick up to meet the desired need of the nation.
Wonderful, sir. In fact, we are very happy to hear that. In fact, as a matter of fact, I was hearing on the other day that while the COVID-19 has affected so many cities and so many towns, it looks like that, in the coal mines and coal mine workers are concerned, maybe thanks to the SOPs that are followed by you, and also possibly due to the immunity of the workers, the incidents that are reported on the COVID-19 affecting is very less or possibly nil in the coal mines. Am I right in saying that, sir?
Yes, sir. Till date, to our best of knowledge, none of the mines, even single case of corona infection has been found out or detected as now.
Very good, sir. In fact, that is something, we are very, very happy to hear that. So now just moving over to, as far the future is concerned, the recently Government of India has embarked on the reforms on the mining and particularly with regard to the coal mining. Quite some time back, 100% FDI was allowed in the coal mines. And on 17th of May, the finance minister announced various measures with regard to commercial mining, which includes a revenue sharing instead of the erstwhile a fixed price model. So with this kind of the reforms that are coming up, I would like to hear from the Sri B.R. Reddy ji, what is going to happen to the kind of a production in the coal industry, more so like what we have seen in the last few years, like we were seeing for the 2019-20, the total demand in India was 930 tons, million tons. Out of that, 730 tons, million tons was produced by Coal India and Singareni collieries, and the balance about 200 million tons were imported. So I would like to hear the views of B.R. Reddy ji. Do you think that these measures will help in avoiding imports and make India self-sufficient both for coking coal and non-coking coal, and also save a lot of foreign exchange for the country? Sir, what are your views, sir? Reddy ji.
Sir, before that, I just want to add one more aspect what KK Misra has just now told, that what the Coal India is doing regarding the health and the SOP of COVID. One more thing Coal India has done, they have rather appointed nodal officers in different areas. They have got converted some of the hospitals and some of their guest houses as quarantine centers, isolation beds. So that way, Coal India, though, as he has rightly said, no known case of COVID in Coal India, but Coal India areas and mining areas, they are serving the nearby towns as advised by the district collector, because these centers, they are being utilized for that purpose also. So that is one very important aspect Coal India is doing in this particular period. Next, regarding the specific question, rather point we have pointed out. Now the over a period of time, in the last since the inception of coal industry, especially after nationalization, most of the coal mines were under the public sector. That is either Coal India or Singareni, and few are under the captive mines for their end, like Tatas, etc. But now the demand of coal is increasing day by day. Now, as you have rightly said, it is about 930 million tons. It is predicted, rather it is estimated by our Niti Aayog and other agencies, maybe within next 4 years, it may go up to 1 billion or 1.3 billion tons of demand in various sectors. So now to cope up to that, the government of India in 2015 itself, they have put out a special act, Special Coal Mines Provisions Act. In that, they have liberated the coal industry in the way, apart from public sector, there will be active private participation also for the for making the coal available in the market. At that time, the was thought only the end users will be allowed to do the market coal production. But now, after some time, as they are already having the enabling clause for commercial mining, the government of India recently has insisted that we will be going for commercial mining. The latest information is probably in June 11th, the first notification may come for the auction of about 50 mines for commercial mining. And I think yesterday only they have issued the guidelines from the Ministry of Coal for the methodology for the auction of these mines also. Now, there are two aspects in this. One thing is what will be the impact of that 100% FDI. At this stage, it's very difficult to assess the impact of FDI, and the market and the general mood of the persons is it is difficult to predict, and they may not at this stage come for this commercial mining in India. But however, there is a lot of interest among the general business people or general industrial community to go for commercial mining. The need is Coal India is presently producing about, say, this year 700 million ton, about 65 to 70 million ton by Singareni. So there is a lot in the what you call the demand as well as the supply. So just to stimulate the availability of the coal, the government of India has taken this step of commercial mining, and that's why they have given a lot of incentives. One of them is revenue sharing. That is, the bidder has to offer what is the percentage of revenue he will offer to the government, starting from 4% and above. I think that will give a lot of stimulus to the people. And the second aspect is the time factor also, because normally the gestation period to start a coal mine is quite high. It ranges from anywhere from about 2 to 5 years. So the government has again given an incentive. Whoever starts the mine before the committed period, then that revenue share they will be exempted for that particular period. So these incentives definitely give the stimulus to the coal industry. And the basic philosophy behind all these reforms is to make our country self-reliant in availability of coal. And I think it will take definitely some time, but in the time coming, maybe about 5 years or so, mostly coal availability will be so much that India will be self-reliant in the at least in coal sector.
No, in fact, that's very sort of a nice news for all of us, and also it will avoid outgo of the foreign exchange. Going by the comments that we have been seeing from the private players like even Vedanta or the Beta Group, they are all very bullish about the investment in, and it is also likely that there may be a lot of joint ventures. So I think that is a very good news. And
अभी तक हम इंतजार कर लिए
Here one more important is, as you have rightly mentioned regarding Vedanta, there are aluminum industry. For aluminum industry, they should have bauxite as well as coal. So the ministry has taken a good decision. If these two minerals will be auctioned combinedly also, so that they will have a choice to have both bauxite as well as coal at one time.
very good, very good. In fact, as a matter of fact, they are also expecting a lot of measures to curb import of aluminum. And so that they say that, in fact, recently I was hearing that the capacity utilization in the aluminum industry, they say that it is less. That is something that they expect it to go up because of all these measures. So now, sort of, they're moving over to another kind of a point of view. The recent policy measures, they are also giving a lot of motivation and lot of incentives for coal gasification, so that the kind of coal bed methane, maybe it can replace the natural gas. Sort of for this, the government is giving some various push, like setting up the evacuation infrastructure. In fact, they have been talking of investing about 50,000 crores, maybe either through government sources or maybe through the FDI funding. So here, my request to Sri K.K. Mishra ji is, do you think that this kind of investments, either through FDI route or any other investments, do you see this helping in bringing in technologies in exploration, automation of mining operations? In fact, abroad they are using a lot of robots, particularly for the hazardous operations into the underground mines. And also this kind of technologies, viable technologies to make CBM viable. And do you also think that this kind of investments will they help in improving the productivity, safety, and helping the competitiveness of the coal industry in India? So, मिश्रा जी, मैं आपका सड़क सलाह चाहता हूं सर.
जी. The announcement of the government regarding the FDI as well as the allocation of coal blocks, auction of coal blocks for commercial mining, and boost on development of infrastructure. It is need of the day, as well as it will certainly help in creating employment and boosting the economic status and the GDP of the country as a whole. Regarding new technologies in coal mining, we are coming up with coal-based methane extraction, and 2 tenders have already been uploaded, and that will be a global tender because this technology is available in other countries and they are using it. In India also, to some certain extent, the extraction of coal-based methane is going on. One is in Eastern Coalfield Limited and in ACCL. In ACCL, Reliance is doing this work, and in ECL, 2 companies are doing, but their rate of extraction is hardly 0.4 to 1 million cubic meter per day. So India has vast reserve of coal-based methane. It is about 2.6 trillion cubic meters. That is 2,600 billion cubic meters, and it will last for not less than 40-50 years. So 3 blocks in Jharia coal fields in BCCL command area, 1 block CBM block in ECL, and 1 in CCL, and 1 in ACCL. It is being to be operated by Coal India Limited. In addition to the Coal India area, the other ONGC, GAIL, and other Reliance and other industries, they are also using coal-based methane extraction, and it is going on. Secondly, regarding exploration, the new technologies, that is 2D and 3D seismic basis. So CMPDI is now inviting global tender on this line, and we are also doing something by our departmental equipment, that is a vibrosis equipment that CMPDI has purchased it. We are having 2 equipment, and for enhancement or in the rapid exploration of the coal resource. So ministry has also given target to complete all exploration work in 5-6 years, which regarding the coal bearing area. So that will help because the 2D, 3D seismic technology replaces the need of drilling because the time consuming the drilling operation, and it takes 2-3 years in completing the drilling work of 1 block, say 10 square kilometer or 15 square kilometer, then preparation of geological report. So by reducing the number of holes and by doing 2D, 3D seismic technology, so this the exploration will be faster. Secondly, regarding safety, we are using different, this radar technology is going to be utilized in slope monitoring in different large capacity mines of Coal India Limited. And we are also going for a drone. Previously, we are doing it with satellite imagery, but CMPDI is already going to purchase 2 drones, which will help in faster survey work and will reduce the manpower and the time and different types of work which are being done by 3D TLS system. So in new technology is also invited in surface coal gasification. So that surface coal gasification will give a syn gas, that is synthesis gas, which will be converted to methanol and then dimethyl ether and urea. There are various products, chemical products. Most of the chemical products are being imported by India. They are very less manufacturing at our end. So that will reduce the import also, and that will enhance the utilization of coal in a cleaner manner. and in totality, it will be giving employment to our youth also.
Look, great, sir. In fact, it's very exciting to hear that the coal industry is sort of moving into a new orbit, and particularly driven by the technology. I'm sure that, even in the hazardous operations, possibly, I think, like abroad, there may be scope to use robots, so that, maybe I do understand that they can't replace the human labor, but in the hazardous operations, possibly, I think, robots also possibly they can be used. And sir, in fact, these are the exciting times. In these exciting times,
One,
uh, uh,
I will,
yeah,
just also I will want to add one point.
yeah,
Not exactly robot, but by remote control. In 3-4 places in Coal India, we are using a high wall mining. The open cast mine, which could not be extended further due to built up area or other difficulties mining or uneconomical mining. So we are using high wall mining technology, which is it is controlled by remote. So it is being done in Coal India.
wonderful, sir, wonderful. In fact, it's very sort of, nice to hear that. Uh, Sir, in fact, as far as our university is concerned, ICFA University Jharkhand, in 2016, we have started our mining branch, and we have been offering a BTech in mining and also in diploma in technology, that is polytechnic in mining. And we have set up a good infrastructure with all the labs and workshops, including a gas testing facility. And we are also fortunate to build a very good faculty. Like, in fact, people like, Professor Mithilesh Mishra. They are all the people that have come from the industry with a rich experience in the industry. Sort of, they have been handling our, academics. And also, all of our students, we send them for summer internships in the CCL, BCCL, and some of them ECL. And we have registered with the BOPT. And from the last year's batch, practically all the students that applied for the PDPT, they have got been allocated PDPT in primarily in CCL, BCCL, and somebody in ECL. Sort of with this background, I request the views of Sri B.R. Reddy ji. Like, in fact, what are the prospects for them for their, building a career in the mining industry? All of them are raring to go. And do you see that, mining is a very attractive career for them to build up into that? What are your thoughts, Sir Reddy ji?
Once they have started the mining engineering, after coming out of the mining engineering, definitely they have got good prospects to go for mining industry. Of course, most of them by this time, because as they are going to the internships during summer, they must be having the feel of the industry also. That is more important. Rather, that is the positive side of the mining this thing. During college days itself, they will have the idea exactly where they are going to land after the completion of their degree. So that's why mining industry has got a lot of scope. And here, especially when there is unemployment problem in most of the industries. In mining industry, because there will be growth in every angle, so it will be able to accommodate all the freshers also into this particular industry. Again, as I have just pointed out, is not a white collar job basically. So people have to have their hardworking type of job. But person should have passion to go there. Otherwise, they'll feel different. Then what drives to have them to have the passion? The one peculiar thing in the mining industry is this is one particular place of work where it is not routine. Every day they will be facing new thing. Every day they will be facing new challenges. That gives them a lot of thrill in their work. Once they adopt that profession. And regarding the career growth, especially in public sector, both Coal India as well as Singareni, people join at the entry level of management trainees. Periodically, they will be getting their promotions after, of course, clearing the basic statutory exams that are being conducted by DCMS. So that way, there is a lot of career growth, and they can. And second, as I have already told, in future we are planning for 1 billion from public sector and 4.5 billion from private sector. So 1.5 billion tons of production. Obviously, it will be coming from different mines. So that way also the opportunities at some will be very high.
In fact, it's a very, very sort of a heartening to hear that, sir. So, in fact, we also have been seeing, some recruitment advertisements coming in. In fact, recently from the WCL, we have seen the first advertisement for the current season. They have recruited for more than 300 people, both for diploma as well as engineers. And so, do you see that? We also have been noticing that a lot of people have been retiring from the Coal India and its 7 subsidiaries. So this being the case, do you see that as an opportunity that, in the coming few years, there is going to be huge ramp up with regard to the recruitment of the people, sir, particularly the fresh graduates? Sri B.R. Reddy ji, what are your views on that, sir? Yeah. Sir, in fact, we'll just sort of move over to we'll just move over to the another point. Apart from at this, hello. Yeah. Yeah. So the other. So the other issue that is being this thing is, so apart from the operations, field operations, so do you see some opportunities for students to join into support departments like a technology, mine planning, automation, sort of, the other managerial kind of functions also? Do you see some opportunities, sir? So I'm requesting, yeah, Mishra ji to something to. Yeah.
There are opportunities, but basic once they have start from the field operations,
Okay.
then one more important aspect is the planning aspect.
Okay.
What the other activities I told you, right from the starting of the mine, they should be thorough with their planning. There are a lot of softwares they have come up in the field. They should be very conversant with the softwares for the mine planning and for the reserve estimation, etc. There are other aspects. And once they enter any public sector company, there are any other ancillary functions also, like staff functions, safety, there is one particular training, all these functions are there. But their main core operation is, that is the production. So they should have good knowledge and good experience of production.
Yeah. So, Mishra, would you like to make any comments on this, sir, with regard to the scope for the students, not only from mining engineering, but also we have got mechanical, we also have got computer science, and we also have got disciplines like BCA, MCA. So, do you see some opportunities for these students to build a career in mining?
Lot of opportunities here. It is almost equal for other mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering. All the engineers, they have got full scope in mining industry, especially in Coal India and Singareni.
Yeah.
All these equipment, they have been looked after by mining mechanical engineers. All the infrastructure facilities, they are being looked after by the electrical engineers. All the infrastructure development, that is, they are being looked after by civil engineers. So every time, whenever India goes for recruitment, I think it is almost an equal share. But presently, Coal India is going for a lot of automobile, electronics, and other engineers. So we have got a lot of place in coal industry.
So, Mr. Raji, can I have your view, sir? So, Mishra ji, are you there? Yeah. So,
Yes, sir, this mining industry is the primitive sector, primitive industry since the for the progress of the civilization, and it will stay a long way till the civilization exists. That is my first comment. Secondly, regarding mining and mining of coal especially, the coal is going to stay in a long way, despite the very ambitious targets of renewable energy. Because presently the India is producing about 730 million ton of coal, and we are importing 235 to 2 this year it was 241 million ton import of coal. So India is second largest producer of coal as well as second largest importer of coal as well. So in order to substitute the import, this Indian coal production, domestic production has to increase. And as per the vision document of 2030, the India will need the coal of about 1,900 million ton by 2030. So that in this light, the even other private coal blocks are being auctioned for commercial mining that finance minister has announced recently. So in addition to the public sectors like Coal India, Singareni Collieries, Nagini Lignite, that is the lignite mine, but that is also a coal, it comes under Ministry of Coal. The NTPC, SAIL, and different state power generation corporations of Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, they all have been allotted with coal blocks, and they will be operationalizing those blocks very soon. In addition to that, 50 coal blocks are being to be auctioned for commercial mining, which will be taken by major mega industries like Adani, JP Power, Jindal, Reliance, Tata Power, and such types of industrialists are coming for taking up those auctions.
So great, sir.
So there is no
Yeah, there are going to be huge opportunities that are there for particularly for the recruitment of freshers. And I could see very clearly that, not only in the operations, but also in the various support functions. Sort of, be it in terms of, the systems.
for operation
Yeah.
for operation of any mine, not only mining engineers, they are the line managers, no doubt. Mining will be for mining engineers as a line manager.
Yeah.
But in support staff functions, all disciplines like electrical, mechanical, civil, this environment, excavation, in addition to that, marketing, personal and HR, revenue, legal, doctor, medical doctors. So because every mine and the area has its own setup, its own colonies, and for operation of mine as well as for the maintenance of colony, all departments are needed. We have our own hospitals in every colony, in every area. So in other industries also, though it will be by the private owners also, they will also be maintaining like this. So there is a scope for now the suppose for Coal India, it is going to implement ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, and we are already operating e-office. And there are also vehicle tracking system, RFID system, which are going to be, it has already been implemented and being monitored. So all other graduates of other disciplines also, like geologists, even geologists, geophysicists, all disciplines people are needed for proper operation and proper performance of any mining industry or any mining sector.
So I'm very happy to hear that, sir. In fact, all the diploma holders, while the entry point is, after they complete the DGMS certification, sort of they can join as a sort of a junior overman. But as far as the graduates are concerned, there's a entry path through the management trainees. I was going through the advertisement that is released by Coal India for the 2019 for the management trainees. There, in fact, it reflects the same points as whatever both of you have mentioned. There I noticed that 1,326 vacancies were notified, out of which roughly about 280 for the mining engineer, and the rest of over 1,000 sort of vacancies, they are for the graduates of the other disciplines, be it mechanical engineering, be it computer science, or accounts, sort of a HR, marketing, or all of them. And there we noticed that the Coal India is open even for the MBS there. Because today there is a general impression Coal India is only for the mining engineers. And there, that is a great revelation. When I noticed that, yes, out of 1,326, roughly more than 75%, they are all for the non-mining also. Another thing I noticed about a couple of years back, the Coal India head office has requested me to be on the selection panel for selection of the management trainings. That time I came to Calcutta and I participated in the various interviews, on the panel. That time we noticed a lot of people that have got a lot of experience, even in IT industry, people from companies like PCS or Infosys, all of them they have applied for the empty position in Coal India. That time I was asking them, like, in fact, you are having a cushy job, getting good salary. Why do you want to leave and join Coal India? That time they were telling me in Coal India, they said that, the salary levels are higher. There, all the management are taken at 50,000 basic, and possibly they get, over 75 or 80,000 rupees total kind of salary. And apart from that, they get so many other perquisites. And they said, the saving potential is a lot more. They said that, maybe in Bangalore, they may get, 60,000 or 70,000, but what they save is less. And to such an extent, they were saying that today, for a lot of youngsters, they find that it is as attractive or even more attractive than even SBI. SBI today, probationary officer, somebody posted in Mumbai, they get this kind of salary. Sort of, whereas in Coal India, when they are posted as a management trainee in the various locations, they can save a lot of money, and plus the growth path also seems to be much higher. So I would like to have your comments on this, both of you, sir, Reddy ji and also Mishra ji. Mishra ji, what are your views, sir? Do you see a good growth path for them, not only at the entry level and salaries, at the entry level also? Like, as far as the diploma holder is concerned, when once somebody is taken as a junior overman, he starts with a basic of 32,000 rupees. And maybe I think the total emoluments may be in the range of more than 45 or 50,000. Perhaps no other industry offers so much of a salary for an entry level diploma holder, and same is the case for the degree holder. So, any comments or views on this, Mishra ji and Reddy ji?
Yes, sir. Regarding remuneration, the present remuneration of the staff, that is junior overman level, or as well as in executive level, there is no comparison with other industries or other even private sectors. If you calculate the cost to the company, that the salary and the allowances and the other fringe benefits, medical benefits, and this residential electricity and water supply. If you count everything, then it is a very good and very attractive salary and remuneration by being paid by Coal India. Even in Coal India, in addition to Coal Mines Provident Fund, that is contributory. If we contribute 12%, then company also contributes 12%. That is matching. So in addition to that, we are having pension scheme also. So none of the other industry have such lucrative facilities. So the mining sites are remotely placed. That is the one factor. That is, I think, the only factor which is maybe negative for the mining. It cannot be called to be a very high white collar job. But all other matters and the family life is also very good. We live in colonies which is equipped with all facilities and all infrastructure of our own. We have not to depend on anybody. So remuneration and the facilities part are very good in Coal India and other counter public sector also. So there is no such there should not be any second thought that what will happen.
Yeah.
So
So,
future is bright.
yeah. Mishra ji and also sort of we are Reddy ji. If you have not switched on your video, please switch on your video. It looks like that your video is not coming, and there is a button, that is your second one to the left. There, you have to switch on your video. If you have not switched on, please switch on your video, sir. So, sir,
सर अभी ऑन है अभी on है
so, Mr.
on है
Yeah. Sri B.R.
On has
Reddy, how do you see the growth path for them? Sort of these students when they come and join the coal industry, like, how do you see the growth path? Yes, take that, they are all working hard and very sincere. So do you see a good growth path for them, Sri B.R. Reddy ji?
Sir, I will just give you a few examples so that that will be more convincing. As on today, out of 8 companies, there are 8 CMDs are there. Out of them, 1 CMD is from HR background. Another CMD is from the finance background. So, many people will reach the top is not exactly correct. People with HR background, people with finance background, they have reached the highest level of position in Coal India. 2 subsidiaries, CMD is from HR background, 1 CMD is from finance background. Earlier to this, persons who have joined as a diploma holder, they have raised to the level of CMD also.
Oh,
A
great.
few years
Great.
ago, there was a CMD in CCS. He started his career as a overman in a particular mine, and ultimately he retired as CMD of a subsidiary company.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
So this is what exactly I want to say.
Yeah.
Because the person in coal industry, the scope is excellent. Only thing is you should have, you should have that aptitude, you should have passion, workaholic, all these qualities. Definitely you will rise to the highest possible level. Nobody will object you. Rather nobody will come in the way also. That is definitely it is this thing. Second, this thing, one more example I would say, as long as people work in Coal India, okay, they will be knowing plus and minus. But once they retire, they will miss Coal India. Because we have already retired, we miss Coal India.
It's great to hear. In fact, we have seen like there was some of the students of our PhD from our university. So in fact, there was a person by name, Mr. Babu. Mr. Babu, he was working in the southeastern coalfields. He was working, as a general manager. And after that, he has done PhD with us, and now he is the Adanis. And we could see from him, how successful people can be there, and even overall sort of a graduates, who can, rise to the level. And this kind of a thing we have seen is, unprecedented in the other industries, sir. Wherein a diploma graduate or even a graduate in engineering can rise to the level of, being a CMD. Sort of that is something unheard of. And sort of that is something we are very happy. And here we have got, 2 standing examples we have got, or sitting examples of Sri B.R. Reddy himself, and also we have got, K.K. Mishra ji. Both of them, they started their career, at the entry level, and, sort of one of them rose to the level of, the CMD, and Mishra ji could reach to the level of a director technical. I think, both of them are great role models for us. And, I was also hearing that, like earlier, the girls could not find a career, in the Coal India. So I'm given to understand that, some time back, now, the girls also can join the Coal India. Sort of, is that right, Mr. Ji?
Yes, sir. The Mines Act has been amended by the Modi II government, and the women has been allowed. Previously, it was prevented under Mines Act itself. So now there is no problem in employment of women or girls candidates in the coal industry. Only certain SOPs have been framed by DGMS as to how they will be allowed to work in the mine, and that appointment and their career prospects has no any limitation. They are at par with the male candidates.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I think this kind of prospects, will keep on increasing, day by day, not only from Coal India, but also as private players come in, including some of the foreign players, either they come in themselves or through joint venture. I think the opportunities will be huge. And also it is very likely that the compensations, may be linked with the performance. Depending on the performance, I think they can get sort of expect to get a lot more, compensation into that. Yeah. So, sir, with these few things, I request sort of both of you. Now we have got a lot of our students, that have assembled to listen to your views. So I request, your, advice to our students that want to build a career in the coal industry. So what are, just a few words that if you can say that, yes, what is that they should do to build a career and grow the career? Just a few words we would like to listen to Mishra ji and also the CBSD ji. Mishra ji, you want to say something to our youngsters? What is that they should do?
I was just willing to mention one point. Previously, while we had joined Coal India, we were put in E1 grade for 1 year. Then we were elevated to E2 grade, and then after 3-4 years, we were placed in E3 grade. But now the management trainees are directly recruited in E2 grade, and after 1 year of the successful completion, they are placed in E3 grade directly, which previously we used to have after 4-5 years. So that is the new amendment or the new benefits given to the young management trainees. And the E3 basic starts with 60,000
Oh.
60,000 rupees. That's the
Yeah.
basic
Yeah.
of 60,000 plus dearness allowances and other allowances, perks and perquisites. That is additional. So even salary and the career growth both are very attractive, and our senior officers are retiring very fast, and the younger generation will have their very good opportunity to rise up to the highest level in their career.
Sir,
That is the
in fact,
present situation.
now that if they are saving 5 to 6 years at the entry level, I think every one of them, they have an opportunity to grow to the level of CMD even 4 to 5 years earlier than that. And also, as you rightly put it, they're, considering that, there's a lot of people that will be retiring in the next few years. I think youngsters that are joining the coal industry today and Coal India today, I think they'll have
A better opportunity.
yeah, they have got a faster track record, what you call track growth, sort of a place for this thing into that.
Yes.
Sir, any one word or a few
I
words?
wanted,
Yeah.
I wanted to share the few words from my side, because there is competition at every level. It is not only the entry point in the engineering colleges. Even after while getting employment, you have to go through the competition, that written test, and the oral has very negligible percentage nowadays. After that, even coming into employment, you will have to have the good knowledge of your profession. You have to work as a functional expert, and you will have to act and develop yourself as a good manager and a good leader and a good social person. I am especially telling about the mining engineers, because they will be the managers and the leaders. So they will have to develop this attitude and aptitude. They will have to have their knowledge. They will have to have work hard, and by having the team building spirit and the building the team, they should work professionally. They should have academic knowledge also. Then only subordinates will respect them, and they will succeed in their future.
So great, sir.
And lastly, that 4D concept, that I also want to mention, that 4D in management we have 4 M's. That is the management of 4 M's. That is manpower, machine, material, and money. So for managing those, one individual should have 4D. One is determination, second is discipline, third is devotion, and fourth is decision.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful, sir.
Thank you.
Sort of golden D's into that. Sir, in fact, I request, that Sri B.R. Reddy ji, like in fact, he has grown to the highest level in the Coal India, being the CMD. So going by your own life, what is your message to our students, sir? Sri B.R. Reddy ji.
Sir, once people come to the mining industry, they should take it by heart. Once a person takes any job by heart, then sky is the limit.
Okay.
Hard work and dedication to take them to the highest levels in the industry. Most important in coal industry is, as I have told you just a while ago, it is a problem solving industry. You should have attitude to face the challenges. You will be climbing the ladder as fast as possible. And I wish all your students have successful career in mining industry once they go to mine.
So wonderful, sir. In fact, another thing, like we have seen that as far as the places like Dhanbad, Bokaro, or some areas are concerned, they are in the midst of the coal industry, so the parents don't mind if the children wants to make a career in the coal industry. So particularly Sri B.R. Reddy ji, you don't come from a coal belt. You come from the interiors of the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And excepting for single family, like in fact, lot of parents, they are not very keen on sending their children to coal. So how could you make it happen, sir? And you sort of got into the coal industry. Not only that, you have done an excellent kind of a job and raised to the level of CMD. So would you like to share your experience as to, yes, your own kind of interest, or your parents wanted you to go to the coal industry?
Sir, actually it is a myth. Because every job in every industry, whatever the plus minus points are there, they are there in coal industry also. Because people are not aware
Yeah.
actually what is the mine. That's why the parents get that doubt.
Yes, yes.
First one. Second one, somehow, Dhanbad, Bokaro, those places are in the most of the time. That's why also people from other places, they are a bit worried about these places.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
I'll just give one or examples. I was in WCL.
Okay.
When I was transferred to CCL, people tell me where you are going. It is the place to go. I am telling you by heart, for 10 years I was in CCL,
Yeah.
not even a single day I had any problem. And myself, after that,
Yeah.
Mr. K. both are worked in a particular area,
Yeah.
which is the heart of
Yeah.
we never had any problem.
Yes,
Neither myself
absolutely.
nor
Absolutely.
Mr. Mitra.
Yeah.
We never had any problem.
Yeah.
And we used to, as Mr. Mitra has rightly told, it should not be that social function, it should have the humane type of thing, then
Yeah.
you can manage it.
Wonderful.
But
Wonderful.
parents,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely they are getting the for the
So, sir, in fact, both of you are the role models for our students and who have started from a kind of humble beginning going into that. So now we would like to allow our students to. So, any of the students want to?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, during lockdown,
Yeah, there seem to be some audibility. Anybody else? Any other student can ask a question?
overcome these problems.
Any student want to ask question, they can give the question in chat box. Chat box में जाके question type कीजिए.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Suleiman Ansari from BC4. Sir, my question is that what is the purpose of the computer science engineering in mining sector, sir?
Yeah, sir. In fact, one of this thing is that wants to know what are the opportunities for IT or IT technology in the sort of a coal mining industry. How can you build a career in that? So, Mishra ji, you want to answer the question, sir? The student is asking a question. He is from the IT.
What was the question?
The question is, the student he is in BCA fourth semester, and looking at, are there opportunities for him to go into IT industry, IT applications in coal industry? Can he build a career in that IT?
May I build a career in cybersecurity and for mining, sir?
Yeah. So there
Cyber
another one that
security.
is with regard to the cyber security, with regard to IT applications in India.
Yes, sir.
In Coal India, we do have the systems engineering department, which takes computer engineering graduates, electronics engineering graduates, and from IT. But that number is not so large as compared to other core disciplines like mining, electrical, mechanical, civil. Vacancies are more in these core groups, and in systems engineering department vacancies are there, and lots of automation is going to take place, and our offices will be paperless, and all the video conferencing and all this internet system is in place. ERP is also being going to be implemented. So that will be the need of in Coal India also, but very intake is not so large as compared to other core disciplines.
Yeah. So the reply is yes, there are opportunities that are there in various IT applications, including cyber security, because cyber security is required everywhere. Because as far the Coal India is concerned, if you look at their commercial operations, they they sort of they sell the coal both through retail and also through wholesale to the corporates. So there after a lot of payments take place, because of that cyber security is important, and they sort of place the orders, dispatches, sort of and also with regard to the human resources, with all these things, yes, there is potential for various IT applications. Yeah. So any other question? And apart
No,
from
sir.
that,
Sir, chat box.
apart from that, Mr. Mishra ji also has mentioned about the ERP. The ERP kind of applications are implemented. So that being the case, there's a huge opportunity there also.
Sir, there is one question from Raj Kishore.
Yeah,
It is in the chat box.
yeah,
No, sir.
yeah. Okay. Can you read that? Can you read that question? What is the question?
After graduating,
Yeah.
which sector
What
we should job?
to be placed in group?
Or production sector.
After
This is the
graduation,
question.
yeah.
Which sector? Production sector or service sector? Which sector we should choose in Coal India?
So there, in fact, if you have done from mining engineering, definitely I think you should go into operations. And if you have done other than mining, yes, whether it is mechanical or computer science or civil or electrical, there are various other support operations that are there. So since B.R. Reddy ji, would you like to advise them? Like in fact, a graduate engineer, so should he go for operations, or they should go for other functions in India? That's the question somebody is asking.
Sir, that choice is not with the candidate. See, in Coal India, there is nothing like service sector.
Yeah.
Basically, what happens, I'll tell you, in a mine, our basic product, basic function is the production. There we have got mining engineers, mechanical engineers, electricals, electronics, civil, all the persons are deployed there only.
Very
When they grow, that is when they come to certain level, that is middle level management, some of them, they will come to the either headquarter or area office to assist the say general manager, or they'll assist the director. But basically all of them are deployed there only. And people, unless otherwise, a person has got some issue, otherwise, unless otherwise you understand the basic rudiments of the operations,
Yeah.
any engineer, either electronics or any engineer, then as he grows, then the management chooses whether he has to put him in the field or in the operations or in the service sector. That choice is with the management, not with the candidate.
okay. Okay. Yeah. No, maybe
Sir,
in
another
the case of
question.
management training scheme is if they come from disciplines like MBA, or if they come disciplines like a BC or computer science, maybe they may straight away post them into some of the head office headquarters positions. Am I right?
No,
sir?
no. MBA,
Yeah.
they will be posted in the field because every mine,
Yeah.
every office has got finance department.
Okay.
So they have to start their career from that only. Of course,
Okay.
a few persons, maybe about 15 to 20%, they will be directly posted in the headquarters
Okay.
because they have got the functions. But majority, first they will go to the field. As they grow, they will come to area, then headquarters, etc.
Okay.
Maybe 10 to 15% they will be required in the directly headquarters.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah. Any other questions from the students?
Ashish Kumar has asked, what is the scope of MBA for mining engineer?
Sir, again, what is the scope of?
MBA for mining engineer. This is the question from Ashish Kumar.
Only it will enhance his skills to perform as a better mining engineer.
That MBA degree will assist him or will upgrade his skill of managerial and leadership functions,
Okay.
and it will improve his performance, and as a result, his CR rating will be outstanding, and he will be a good suitable place to rise high in the hierarchy.
Yeah.
There is no direct benefit after obtaining MBA.
Yeah, yeah. No, in fact,
mining.
Mishraji, he is a BTech MBA. He's a BTech from ISM or now IIT Dhanbad, and after that he has done MBA. So whereas in the case of Sri B.R. Reddy ji, he has done BTech and MTech. So that way, like both the streams, they have their own advantages, as you grow. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other questions from the students?
If he has done MBA in a particular, say, for example, finance, then he can go to finance field.
Yeah, yeah.
He will become in the finance. He need not be a mining engineer. So basic is with the MBA, if he joins the job, he will go in that particular stream.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
If
good.
he joins the job as BTech mining, then that is different.
Yeah. So, for instance, somebody has done MBA marketing. Maybe straight away the person can be posted into your, the central marketing department.
Marketing department.
Yeah, yeah,
Marketing department.
yeah, yeah,
He will start his career as
Yeah.
sales officer,
yeah,
then sales manager, then like that.
yeah.
Sir, there is one question. We are facing epidemic COVID-19. Is it going to affect the job sector for us in future?
Not affect the mining persons in the mining industry.
Hello, sir. I am having some questions.
So, sir, the question is like, in fact, now the COVID-19, will it affect the jobs in the mining sector?
Reddy Sahib has rightly said it will not affect the mining sector because we come in essential services.
It's essential services. On the other hand, when once the COVID-19 is over, like in fact, both these panel speakers have said, the demand will skyrocket, and there's going to be a lot more requirement for the sort of the fresh graduates. So definitely the requirements will be going up. Yeah. Sort of any others? Any other questions? Yeah.
Sir, what should we take care of to be placed in global miners? as a mining engineering.
Sir, the question is somebody is looking for an overseas posting or he wants to work in a multinational sort of, globe, the mining company. So like the Australian companies or African companies, sort of, are there opportunities for them?
For the basically in Coal India, there is no overseas assignments, first of all.
Yeah.
But there are some MDOs who are operating in other countries.
Okay.
If he gets a chance to get connected to them, he may get, because there are some people who are already working in Indonesia, some people who are working in South Africa,
Okay.
even some of my seniors, they are working in Australia also.
Okay.
But they should get, he is expert in, suppose for example, gas, that is CPM. So he has got an opportunity, he has got the job. So for that, you have to go and do some course there, then you will get that opportunity.
Okay.
But Coal India does not have any course assignments as on today.
Okay. So because Coal India is busy taking care of the operations in India. So I think today they are not.
One important, in future, Coal India is planning for that.
Yeah.
It is going to acquire some
Okay.
coking coal assets in foreign countries. They have already identified about 3 places.
I see.
So if they materialize,
Okay.
then they will have
Sir, in fact, there is another question from one of the students. What is coal junction? What is coal junction? And are there some opportunities for the graduate students to get into that?
clear.
Yeah. So one of you can answer, sir. Coal junction. Somebody is asking, sort of, what is coal junction and what are the opportunities for the students to get into that?
Is separate organization. They are doing presently whatever Coal India is commercial operations, that is tendering, etc. That is being done by Coal Junction. They have got some opportunities there, but limited opportunities. But I think it does not being influenced by Coal India. It is a separate organization. There are people, and nowadays every activity, commercial activity of Coal India is basically being done through Coal Junction.
Oh, I see. I see. So that's an independent kind of entity, but that is also sort of, government of India, this thing organization. Okay. Yeah. So good. I think, very interesting questions from the students. And if there are no more questions, we would like to thank both the panelists, both Sri B.R. Reddy Garu and also Sri K.K. Mishra ji, and for spending the time to share their thoughts and their views, and also sort of the advice to our students. And now, as we can see, sort of the coal industry is at the cusp of a growth, a huge growth, and driven by the various. Yeah, somebody said to get a job in the sector. Okay, so now sort of a lot of opportunities are becoming. So on one hand, the Coal India is expanding, and lots of investments coming in, and also the private sector is also coming in, either through India or maybe through FDI as the joint ventures. And these things, sort of, they will do very well for us, for the entire country, and they'll make India self-sufficient as far the coal, consumption production is concerned. And at the same time, they offer excellent opportunities for our graduating students, be it BTech or be it diploma students. And also there are opportunities for the other students, though it may be a little bit less. But, the functions like, the IT, commercial, or, HR, all other functional marketing, all the functions also, there are opportunities that are there. With these few words, Sri B.R. sort of a Reddy ji and, K.K. Mishra ji, thank you very much, sir. In fact, when once, the things settle down, we request both of you to visit our campus and to address them directly and, in person. So now, through digital, for the first time we had this. Thank you very much, sir. And your words are very, very inspiring and motivating for our students. So thank you all very much. And
All the best to all of your students.
Thank you.
yeah, and I request.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, just to stay back and switch on your video so that, we want to take one photograph of all the participants. And I request all of you to switch on your video, all the participants, so that one of our colleagues will take a snapshot. Will take a screenshot. So just, for a few minutes, please switch on your video. All the participants, please.
मिश्रा सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका.
Thank you. Thank you.
रेड्डी सर,
Yeah. So, in fact, the great
आपका आभार.
Mishra ji for motivating both of you. So, coming into that.
No, sir, I am obliged. They had accepted our invitation. Our university is obliged to them.
Thank you very much, sir.
On
Thank
behalf
you
of
very
the
much for
CTI.
both of you for being kind enough to come and address our students, and we spent more than an hour time for this. So, अमर जी, आप तो फोटोग्राफ खींचे थे, आपको स्क्रीनशॉट लिए थे?
Yes, sir. I have taken, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.